Hello everybody, welcome back to the FM24 Youth Academy Challenge with Folkestone Invicta, and it's a new season, although we're in January the 1st. There is a good reason for that. We've got a new old skin that we've gone back to, and a new Power BI. Let's go and have a look. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the Save and fellow managers. You join us on the squad page. Yeah, nothing too generic about this, but new old skin. We've gone back to the SAS skin. So if you look at my preferences here, you can see we are using SAS 2025 final skin on this one, purely because I actually like, someone put it in my Discord that they really like these little bars at the top, and I'm like, yeah, I really like those little bars at the top as well. I miss them. So there they are, they're back. But all my filters and stuff and views all still work in all of this as well. So that is lovely. You'll see right now, training is going great, performances are going great, suitability is great, personalities are good, morale is up across the whole squad as well. It's looking pretty good. And that's because we've just ended our worst run ever. Yes, that is a lot of red. We started the season, by the way, unbelievable. Newcastle, we lost 4-2 to Newcastle, then we beat Norwich 2-1. And remember I said we're going to go on the attack this season, and that is what we have done ever since. We said we're going to lose a few games very heavily, win a few games by scoring goals, and we beat Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup second round, followed that up with a win against Bristol City in the third round, and a win against Oldham in the fourth round, and a win against Nottingham Forest in the quarterfinals, giving us a semi-final against Southampton coming up. But in the league, we've had a 2-0 win over Wolves, a 2-1 win over QPR, a 2-0 win over Palace, and then this run happened. We played Chelsea, lost them 4-1. We played Brighton, we lost to them 6-2. We played Southampton, drew 2-2 with them in the league. That was, I thought, okay, here we go, we've turned this around. Nope, lost to Aston Villa 3-2, lost to West Ham 3-2. And then the fixture list just thought, hey, Folkestone, you. That's what it thought, because we then played Liverpool, lost 1-1. We're Fulham, drew 1-1, fine with that. Tottenham lost 2-1, Man United lost 1-0, Arsenal lost 4-2, Man City lost 2-0. If you take out that Fulham game, we played Liverpool, Spurs, Man United, Arsenal and Man City in the league all in a row, which is mental. They are like the best teams in the division. Man United have struggled a little bit this season, but they're all really, really, really good. I'd like them to be spread out so that we don't go on a run that decimates morale in our team. And because the morale was decimated, we've now won 2 on the bounce. We beat Forest 3-1 and Middlesbrough 1-0, and that has just reignited morale and everything like that. Obviously, praising training and stuff helps as well. But, excuse me, we have those 2 wins seem to have done us quite well. Now, obviously, playing the likes of Spurs, Man United, Arsenal, Man City, all in a short space of time, around the Christmas period as well, which doesn't help, does mean we have a relatively easier run going into the new year. Norwich, Swansea in the Cup, Newcastle, who are very good, by the way, Southampton in the Carabao Cup semi-final, Wolves, Brentford, QPR and Palace. I would say nearly all of those games, except maybe Newcastle and maybe not the Carabao Cup, are winnable games. They are games against opposition at a similar level to us that we can go and score more goals than we concede, which I think would be pretty good. Of course, the difficulty with having Spurs, Man United, Arsenal and Man City all close to, and Liverpool all close together at the end of the season, at the end of the year, means that you play them at the end of the season. So we have to finish the season, Tottenham, Man United, Arsenal, Man City, Forest, Middlesbrough. We need to be in a point in the league where those 4 games do not matter. We need to be safe basically by the time we play West Ham on the 4th of March, which should coincide roughly with Youth Intake Day. So we should be able to find out in the next episode after this one how that is going. But yeah, so it's been pretty tough, but I've stuck to my word and said we're playing attacking football. The problem we have is that our attacking football isn't good enough to beat the big teams. But I am hoping that that's going to improve, because the board have agreed to just chuck money at the situation. We're expanding the stadium again. We're going to increase the youth level. They've just improved the training facilities. They're spending money. I mean, they should do. They've got absolutely loads of it. We've got 138 million in the bank, and we have spent a lot on facilities in the recent years. So I'm hoping that if we can, and I said this last episode, if we can float around the Premier League, maybe just slightly improve every year, when we start getting youth intakes where the players are very, very good, that's going to really help us. Now, you don't get those youth intakes often, but generally we're still in a position where our youth intakes are better than the reputation of a club we are, so everybody comes through looking pretty damn good. And it's also very helpful that when you have a preview, and I know these can be rubbish, but we have a preview of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 A ratings: strikers, wingers, attacking midfielders, central midfielders, fullbacks and goalkeepers. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the youth intake in March. We've got plenty of what seem to be very, very good players coming in. Last intake was very, very good as well. So I'm hoping that we can do similar. We've also got a lot of people now coming into these lists, which are crucial when you've got a very good head of youth development, because this is actually ranking them in terms of how good they are and their potential ability of what they can do at the club. So Keith Simpson, for example, someone that hasn't really been on my radar at all, looks very, very good. He's not progressing great at the moment, but yeah, he looks pretty good. A little bit injury prone, a little bit inconsistent, but for the age of 18, there looks to be a decent little player in Keith Simpson. There's some other ones down here as well that we can obviously look at, but then you get these ones to watch, which they're sort of very excited about. Now, it makes me laugh. They can be ones to watch, but they're also concerned. Like Sir Nodgus comes under both, right? He's one to watch, and there's a cause for concern that he's not quite developing at the right level. I'm like, okay, let me know which one actually takes precedence, but yeah, it doesn't do that. So, but yeah, we've got some good players. Danny Ball is another one that's looking relatively good determination, good bravery, not too bad at all. Fairly determined personality is always helpful as well. But yeah, so we've got some pretty good people coming through. We're training them up to play in positions that we need them to play in, as it stands at the moment, which is obviously using our 4-2-3-1 system that we know and love, and is very, very attacking. That is something that we are sticking with this season. But yeah, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. We're floating above water with, I haven't even touched on this yet, we're 13th in the league. We are actually 13th in the league. We've got a game in hand on the teams around us. If we win that, we could potentially go up to 10th and be sort of mid-table. Our goal difference isn't too bad, according that we're playing very attacking football at just at -8. It's really not that bad at all. And I really can't help but think people should really be signing Englefield off us. He is 3rd in the top goal scorers list for the Premier League this season with 13 goals in 19 games. He is only being outscored by the leading striker for Arsenal, who are 1st in the league, and Liverpool, who is 3rd in the league. So yeah, he is incredibly good, and we would be struggling without him. But whilst people don't want to buy him, he stays with us. He does have interest from Saudi Arabia, I think. Yeah, 2 clubs in Saudi Arabia. They're going to have to pay us an absolute fortune. It's also mental to think he's now 27 years old. But in the intro, I touched on a new Power BI. Now, the video, hopefully, will be coming out tomorrow when you see this. If you are a channel member, you'll be seeing the Power BI video on Tuesday, and if you're not a channel member, you'll probably be seeing it on Thursday or Friday, depending on how I can schedule it to come up. But yes, I will give you a little sneak peek right now of the new Power BI. Oh, and there was a reason I wanted to come back to this page to tell you that, because minutes are now very important. You will notice here that generally a good barometer for minutes is people that played over like 900 minutes. That means 10 full games, equivalent of 10 full games, right? If a full game is 90 minutes long, 900 minutes is 10 times that amount. The problem we get into in this sort of save is that we prioritise playing the better players, the more high potential players, and anyone that's played over 900 minutes for us is basically our starting 11, which, you know, can have issues, because then you're not really comparing different people in different positions, something we'll get onto in a minute with the Power BI. So I've created something in the Power BI that I think is pretty damn useful. And now I've stalled it long enough. Let's go and have a look at it. Remember, video coming tomorrow if you're a channel member, later on in the week if you're not. And this is said now new Power BI. You can see it's had very much a colour makeover. You have a whole club player breakdown on the homepage now, which shows you how many of each position you actually have at the club. So we have 3 goalkeepers, 28 midfielders, 21 defenders and 21 forwards. So a pretty good breakdown, actually. Maybe not enough goalkeepers, but yeah, a pretty good breakdown between defence, midfield and forward. We're pretty even all across the patch. You have the best position laid out by what the assistant manager thinks their best position is as well. So we have 13 people that their best position is centre-back at the club. We have a smaller number in midfield right. Defender rights are probably something that we need to hopefully train people up in. That's why I like this. I think it gives you an idea of where you can train and what shortfalls you have in this sort of breakdown of players' ability. Right-footed, left-footedness, that speaks for itself. Personality breakdown of everyone in the club. So what I like about this from our point of view at Folkestone Invicta is we now have 18 fairly professionals and 17 balance. We actually have a more professional based squad than we do balanced, which I think is very, very good for new intakes and people coming through and mentoring groups and stuff like that, which is good. And then you've got a little bar chart here which just shows minutes played per age, which is something I always like, right? There's a 34-year-old in here. Guess who that is? Trim Skiorton. Well done if you guessed that right. Then we go into the next page, which breaks down our attacking stats. Obviously, I'll go into much more detail about how everything's calculated and what happens in the game. So you can get your attacking stats on this page, and you can sort by as many minutes as you want. So if you wanted to go for 450 minutes, what's that? That's 5 games, I think. All the attributes will then update with players that have played with those amount of minutes in total. And you can actually see who has then completed the most 90 minutes in this time. Obviously, Anthony Haynes is our goalkeeper. He's up there and doing very, very well in terms of position, in terms of games played and stuff like that. And if he's available, he's always our number one as well. And because this is attacking, if we just take off that and go to 0 minutes, you can see here that we are outperforming our XG by 82% as a club, which is absolutely ridiculous. Of course, a lot of that will come from substitutes that come on the pitch and get an XG of like 0.2 and score a goal. That massively plays into it as well, which is good. But yes, we highlight the main attacking statistics, so goals per 90, expected goals per 90, expected assists per 90, progressive passes per 90, chance creation per 90, and open play key passes per 90 as well. And then you can click on a certain player and look at how Englefield stacks up. So he has 1.05 goals per 90, but he should have got 0.8 per 90. So he is outperforming his XG by 28.62%, as you can see in this top corner up here. The other way you can do that is literally by searching his name, which is something I'm very excited about as well, because then it gives you all of his statistics that you can see here. So he has 15 goals. And he has completed 14 90 minutes in total, and yeah, he's outperforming his XG by 28.6. He has 2 assists in total, so yeah, I quite like it. As I said, I'll go into more detail in the video in the designated to Power BI. You can do the same with your defensive stats, change the minutes again, search for a player, see everything that's going on. You can look at your percentages for players, so who's got the best pass completion, who's got best progressive passes, open play crosses, and you can see here, I'm not going to read it all out on screen. But again, this is where you could then go into your 10-game ratio and see basically from our starting 11, Shane Gannon, and you can see it's mainly our sort of defenders, right? Anthony Haynes, Hayden Jones, Raphael Gardner, Shane Gannon. We like to play out the back and keep the ball, so that sort of makes sense. So yeah, you can see all of that good stuff as well. Your player rankings. Now, this is something I'm very, very happy about. This was I think the thing that got the most love on the original Power BI. So yeah, this is version 2 when version 1 wasn't even released. So version 2 now allows you to actually sort by whatever age you want. So I manually put it in as anyone above the age of 18 last time. But you can go all the way up to 20 if you want to have a look. So this at the moment is just showing everybody in the squad, right? Absolutely every player you have in the squad. And then you can go, let's say at 20, and we want to know anyone that is ranked outside of the top 10 in every single position. And when I say every single position, I mean every single position except goalkeeper that can be put into this game. I have done that. I have put the work in for this Power BI. So you can see here that Skiorton, obviously, Pearson, Garban, Greenaway, Ryan Hogg, Badour, and Sam Franzen Jones are outside the top 10 ranked in any position in the game in its entirety. You can look at those that are ranked outside the top 5, which obviously gives you a longer list, because you're only looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in every single position. Or you can look at 12, which is what we did before, and you can see there are a few people in here that really shouldn't be there, especially maybe the likes when they're 23, probably shouldn't be at the club anymore. But yeah, you can put your own age in, you can ask what rank you want it to show, and you can even look at the metrics in here as well for goals, assists, appearances, what their physical attributes are. I thought this is quite useful in case you went for, you know, who's outside the top 10, who is above the age of, let's go for 19, like that. And then you see someone that's actually, am I keeping Badur around, and have I given him in appearances because he's actually got some decent physical attributes, acceleration, agility, natural fitness and pace, and stamina are all pretty good. So maybe I'm keeping him around for that reason. That's why that's there. Then you've got all your defensive roles ranked in terms of the squad. I put a lot of work into this, which is why I didn't want to release it until it was finished. You see everything is ranked from centre-backs, wide centre-backs, liberos, ball players, full-backs, wing-backs, inverted wing-backs, complete wing-backs, holding midfielders, defensive wingers, anchormans, segundo volantes, registas. You get the point. Deep line playmakers, Carrillos, Mazzalas, they're all in here, all ranked for your squad. And then you can come in and you get all of the data about what sort of position or what their score is in certain positions. Now, I will go into very much detail around this in the Power BI video, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. As I said, you're going to get early access to it if you're a channel member. To do that, just click the link down below, just join, or whatever it's called. You can do it for $1 a month. You're still going to get this early if you do it for $1 a month and things like that. So, yes, you can go through and look at who is the best rated, I don't know, centre-back on defend. Let's have a look. And it is Raphael Gardner. It's the best centre-back on defend. But which one of my forward players is the best centre-back? For some reason, it's John Perry Joseph, if you wanted to do that. And that is the new version 2, after version 1 was never released, version 2 Power BI that I am using in this save. And that is that. I'm not going to go into any more detail in it because obviously that's taken a bit longer than I wanted to anyway. But that's what I wanted to show you. Let's get back into the game. So that was a little quick whistle-stop tour of the new Power BI version 2. Version 2, that one. It will be available to download probably in the Discord, but I need to find a way that people can't download it until they've seen the video. So I don't know. You'll have to message me on Discord and then potentially I'll send it over to you. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, there we go. That is that. We are on the 1st of January. We're hoping that nobody comes and bids for our good players. Anthony Haynes is wanted on loan by Middlesbrough. Absolutely not. And I think he is going to be a happy chappy at the end of January. If nobody's made his minimum fee release clause bid, I think he's then going to be happy to stay for us. Because this is... He's done it once at the end of the summer window and said, I understand. No one bid for me, so I'm not going to blame you for not fulfilling the promise. And I think no one's going to bid for him before January ends, so therefore we should be okay to completely get rid of that promise, which would be absolutely lovely. But we are back because we're taking on Norwich in today's episode. That is what I wanted to come back for. You can see Folkestone versus Norwich. Oh, my auto continuation timer. Which is a godsend when you're doing this, by the way, and you don't want to do any transfer window stuff. You just press continue once, go up, make a drink, make a coffee, do a work meeting, something like that, and it just continually continues until you have to respond to something. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah, 13th Folkestone taking on 17th Norwich. Norwich are on 16 points, we're on 23. They have conceded a bucket ton of goals, minus 27 goal difference. We've all been there, Norwich, at one point in our lives. But I sort of feel like this should be a win. However, we are missing a few players here. By the way, just while we were talking about the Power BI before, Shane Gannon is a person that I had no idea would be good. And the Power BI was like, hey, this guy's the best centre-back at your club. He is, or the second best central defender on defend at your club. And I was like, never would have thought that. What we do need to do, though, is talk about his traits. He is a centre-back that has knocks ball past opponent, tries to play out his way out of trouble. So let's go and talk to, would you say it was defending or technical? I think it would come under defending. Stop throwing yourselves into adult start mode. No, it's not that one. That's not the one I wanted then. Which means it is technical. Who have we got that's technical? Is there a famous ex-footballer under... Matty Target. Yes, Matty Target. Technical training. I would like you to stop trying to play his way out of trouble. That's a suitable idea to be removed from his game. And then as soon as that's done, we're then going to say, don't knock the ball past your opponent, because that is just ludicrous for a centre-back, especially who has acceleration 9. So, yeah, not too good. But the Power BI did reveal him as a very, very good player, which is quite cool as well. And there was some other ones. Maybe he's still in the under-21s at the moment. Just to go through it this way. Not Alex Colley. It was another centre-back. Craig Jones, another Jones. We've actually transfer listed him at the moment because he's already 24. But he's actually comes out of the Power BI quite good as a centre-back. So let's move him to the senior squad, and we will remove you from the transfer window, from the transfer list for now, and maybe he'll get a chance in the senior squad as well. Now, all the people that are really, really good in the under-18s and the under-21s have been called up to the senior squad so that they train with the senior squad, and then been told they can go and play for the under-21s. So they're still getting plenty of game time, but they're in the senior squad, because what I've thought about is that anyone that's in the like older than 21 that isn't good enough at all to ever play shouldn't be taking up a bench place. They should be down in the under-21s trying to be sold. So that's what we've done. We've called up all the youngsters that are really good and said you can go and play for the under-21s if you're not in the first 11 squad. And anyone that's in the first team that was shit has been sent to the under-21s and basically told to sling your hook, like go and pack your bags and leave the club. So yeah, that's what we're going to go with. But in this one, it's Anthony Haynes in goals. It's Danny Taylor at right back. We are going to go with, we've got a tired legs. We only just played Middlesbrough not too long ago. So this is where someone like Darren Milne could step up to replace Raphael Gardner. But I feel like we've got options that we can stick with, which probably is Gannon and Jones, Big Tall Jones in there as well. Winning loads of headers with jumping reach 17, as you would expect. Wing back left. Ooh, it should be Lucas Hull, but he is suspended, which means we could play Alex Hessenthaler, who is the second best fullback at the club after Lucas Hull, apparently, or Stephen Denton. I might go for the youngster. Stephen Denton is going to step up and play left back in this one. In midfield, now again, he's knackered, but Ben Rees just has to start because he's very, very good. And then I'm not sure. It's a tough one. Aaron O'Hara is a good player, but not great in holding midfield, even though they think that's where he should play. Marcelo Holick we've called up as a youngster and has the ability to play well. Very good tackling. Physicals are progressing quite nicely. James Barnes is one who we've trained to play there for a while and does have good attributes to do it. Really good mentals. His physicals are pretty decent, but he can't jump. But if he's next to Ben Rees can jump. So I'm sort of leaning towards James Barnes, another youngster we want to get a bit more game time to. And then you get to our front four, which our front four, by the way, is utterly ridiculous. We have John Perry-Joseph, who is just so good. So good. Can play on the right-hand side if we need him to. Sort of two-footed, so can do whatever we want up front. We obviously have Massimo Englefield, who is scoring all of our goals for the club and doing a great job of it. Finishing 16, composure 18, anticipation 17, off the ball 17. Just a wonderful, wonderful striker. So that is obviously, that's nailed on. He starts up there. Kadaku Edu, the former Golden Boy winner as well. Great physicals, really good all-rounds. Only standout is flair. And I think that's why I prefer him to be on the left rather than in the middle, because the inside forward has to run at his man and beat him. So I do quite like that. And then in behind, we have John Perry-Joseph. We have Jack Newbell, who is progressing as well, but has slowed down a little bit in his progression. On the right-hand side, we also have Christian Parrott, who is coming along nicely. Those physicals are absolutely superb. He's had a bit of game time this year and done reasonably well. And of course, Ryan Carson. But Ryan Carson's dropping off a cliff in terms of playing at the club. Physicals are still pretty good. Great pace, great acceleration. But technicals are really starting to let him down with some of the youngsters we have through. And obviously, he's been a great servant for us. He's done a really good job and done really well. And then the other one is Paulinho Balberia. Can play on the right or the left. But he's very similar to Carson, where being let down by his sort of technical stuff, but Balberia seems to be outperforming his attributes, whereas Ryan Carson this season just seems to be performing in line with his attributes. He's got an average rating of 6.61 this year, which is pretty rubbish for a human-controlled team. So I think we're going to stick with Christian Parrott on the right, averaging a 6.94 this year, and we'll put Joseph in behind like that. So we'll definitely have Noble on the bench, and we'll have Balberia. We're going to go with Hayden Ruffles on the bench. He's another one that's sort of stepped up this season. Robert Atkinson is one of the really young guys that is so good. I just don't know what to do with him just yet. We're training as an attacking midfielder. I'd like him to be our backup attacking midfielder, but we've got loads of options at the moment. I've actually only recently called him up as well, so we can again say that he is available for the under-21s for 45 minutes every week, which is good. Ben O'Halloran is okay. He just has incredibly good assists and progressive passes rating, so I'll put him on there as well. Then we get into the more defensive sort of players. Darren Milne has to go on just because of necessity, as I think does Craig Jones and Hesson Tyler and Jones, which leaves us with one final spot. So I think we'll either go with one of the really good up-and-coming youngsters. So Marcelo Holick could be one that we chuck on there. Not bad. Training really well on a 9.2. Or Robert Atkinson, who's training on a 7.9. Let's give it to Holick. I think we've got enough attacking options sort of on the bench, and Holick can come on in defensive midfield if we are in the good position of cruising. I'm not sure we will be in that position, but we're going to start. People are tired as we get in this game to take on Norwich. I need to change it from 2D because I play all my games off camera on 2D to make them a little bit quicker. And yeah, we're going to go attacking. We're going to see how we get on. We're at the Harbour Arms Stadium in Folkestone, and let's crack on. We have to win our home games. No excuses. Steve Denton is stressed by that. He is a youngster making his debut, so we've turned it around by telling him that we have faith in him, which is always the classic in Football Manager. But there we go. 4-2-3-1 for us, 4-2-3-1 for them. They have Cheek Utara, who's playing very advanced up here. So we'll keep an eye on him. We have Mark Morgan, who looks quite similar to Shane Gannon, doesn't he? Like, very close picture, bright blue eyes. Yeah, maybe there's a connection there. Let's get a... Should we get... I was going to say a parental test. What are they called? I can't remember what they're called. Genetics test? Something like that, innit? We need to lower the speed highlights. We've got the replays on for goals from behind the camera, behind the goal as well, which is how I love to watch my replays. And here is Norwich. Taganuli into Castillos. Utara. Laskowski does get that one up to Kerbelach, and I thought we were going to nick that off him there because he basically ran through our player. Kerbelach back into Laskowski, over the top, good ball into Morgan, and he makes it 1-0, and we highlighted him before the game, and that is annoying. 3 minutes in, and the blue-eyed Morgan has a goal, which is very irritating. Kerbelach held it up well. It seemed to be we were tracking runners, but he just got himself back on side. Yeah, I think it took a deflection off Gannon as well, which is a little bit irritating, but we do need to do better. Free kick. Kuedu is a good free kick taker. Has he got something in his locker over the bar? Tagnauti, I think, had it covered. But yeah, not an ideal start for this one, is it? It's not an ideal start. 11 minutes in, 1-0 down. Both teams having 2 shots. They are actually having more of the game at the moment. Well, they were. They obviously just recalculated as we got the ball. Denton into Joseph. Gets it back. Into Joseph again. Into the area. Penalty ref? No, not going to give it. That's a terrible pass out. Parrott does get there. Barnes. Reese. Kuedu is tackled. Denton pushed up. And he's got to get back now. As well done, Reese. Great challenge in there. Okay, he is the more physical of the two next to Barnes in the middle. So Barnes is the person that can unlock a defence as he passes it up to Parrott, who we've given the nod today over more senior players. What a ball to Kuedu. What a save from Tagnauti. 20 minutes in, that should have been the equaliser. What a ball that was from Parrott, just as we were discussing picking him in. Jones with the header. It's not great. And yeah, he's definitely stopped his sort of goal contribution this year from the corners, Jones. As it goes into Parrott, up to Joseph. That's not a good tackle, is it? Castellejos wins the ball back, brings it forward. Laskowski just boots it long. Oh, Gannon. Oh, Gannon. What have you done? I was bigging him up as well, wasn't I? Saying that the Power BI has said he's one of the best centre-backs at the club. How is he just... One, why is he not facing the ball? And two, why is it hit him in the arse? That is outrageous. I'm not surprised he's on a 6.3, to be honest. You can argue he's been at fault for both the goals. Kuedu with a free kick from range. Can't get that one on target either. Another goal kick to Norwich. We've had more shots, less on target and a worse XG. Yeah, we can't seem to be getting our front three in the game at the moment. We're going to have to dive into the data. Gannon is having a shocker. He is having a shocker. If we can get a goal before half-time, I'll be happy. Joseph to Taylor. Into Barnes. Taylor back to Joseph. Parrott. Joseph as a shot over the bar. It's our finishing's letting us down, isn't it? We're getting into some good positions. Just not getting those shots on target. And that happens. They've had two pretty lucky goals. I'm disappointed. I'm going to say I'm disappointed with what I've seen. Let's then go into the analytical data. Into the team. No, players. We want to look at Norwich. Is any one player sort of dictating the game? Let's go passes. Passes completed, 29 and 30. 34 for Castellanos, but that is centre-back. Any key clear-cut chances created? One is John Marshall. He's received 16 passes, which is quite a lot in the final third, but not a great deal. I mean, they're not doing... They've scored from two massively hoofs ball forward, haven't they? Which was probably that key pass there and one of these. So Tom Laskowski's had two key passes, but John Marshall's had one and created a clear-cut chance. So Laskowski and Marshall are probably the ones we need to have a little look at. So let's come out of this, go back into the dressing room, go into the tactics because you have to do it in a really convoluted way. Look at the opposition. So Marshall is playing up here. So, all right, let's give him the treatment. Let's give him the treatment. And the other one was it Laskowski? I said maybe they're just booting it long from Laskowski. So we'll tackle him hard and put him under pressure. In fact, let's don't let them, if they're back four are completing passes, let's not let them do anything good with the ball out the back. I think that's what I want to do. I think that's what I want to do there. Yeah, and then we'll pressure. We'll do everything we can to stop Marshall playing. I'm wondering if because Ben Reese is quite good physically and we do play him at centre-back a lot, marking 11, do we get Ben Reese to try and just mark him out the game? I mean, if we're picking one person to do it, it will be Ben Reese. I don't mind trying new things. Let's see. Let's mark Tita and mark John Marshall. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Barnes to cover everything else. And I'm wondering, do we do that as a defensive midfielder? And then free Barnes up a little bit more to go and put everyone under a little bit of pressure. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking at half-time. I feel like that's little tactical tweaks that could get us back into this game. We'll give some encouragement to them as we start the second half. Gannon's probably lucky to still be on the pitch. The other thing is drop Ben Reese back and bring in another holding midfielder. As they flick that one on. That's not a good header away. That is. Joseph clears it. Englefield will hold this one up. He's going to try and run at the defence like he loves to. Back to Parrott. Back to Englefield. Here we go. Go on, Massimo. Go on, Massimo. What a save again from Tagnauti. He's made two amazing saves, which means this game should be 2-2. Kuedu with the corner. Can he find Hayden Jones? Go on, son. Attack it. He did attack it. Couldn't quite make enough of it. Joseph out to Taylor. Into Gannon. Okay, Gannon needs to come off. Gannon's just having an absolute mare, isn't he? He's having an absolute shocker. We've got Craig Jones or Darren Milne. Youngster or a bit more of an all-rounder? Craig Jones has good jumping reach. Decent marking. I've got a plan here. What's Darren Milne for marking, actually? 9, yeah. So Craig Jones on for Gannon. Ben Reese is going to drop to the back. And then you should be marking a specific player. Yeah, so Jones is going to come on fresh legs as well to try and really take Marshall out of this game. And if he can literally take him out of the game with a solid tackle that doesn't get him a red card, I'll be happy. I'll be happy. They're still keeping Marshall there. Come on, we're 2-0 down, but we can... Do I go attacking? I mean, Englefield... I'm wondering... Yeah, I think tiredness is getting the better of us as well. Okay. Okie dokie. Englefield off for Ruffles. Parrott up front. Ruffles on the right. Kuedu off for Noble. And Balberia on for No, see, Joseph's playing well. So let's do Balberia on that side then. Noble doesn't need to come on. Denton is playing all right, but is tired. The two centre-backs are tired as well. I don't really want to bring on Milne. He's not the greatest. He's a youngster, and this is a sort of a situation where I don't really want to bring a youngster on into the fray. We'll give that a go, because then if in doubt, we can put Joseph up front and bring Noble on into attacking midfield, which I don't mind doing as well. So we are trying to... Let's go attacking. Last 20 minutes at home, 2-0 down. Let's go attacking, see what we can do. 15 minutes to go. We're just not having it all our way, which is very irritating after 2 good games in a row. Jack Noble on, and we will bring on Milne for Reese. He's on a yellow card, so come on. Come on. Create something. Demand more again. 11 shots to 10, 4 on target to 7. Come on. We're really not. We're going to lose to Norwich, who have conceded a bucket ton of goals. Oh, man, they've conceded so many. Ruffles with a corner. It's the in-swinger. Now Kuedu's not on them. Jones is there. It's 2-1. I said it's Craig Jones, not Hayden Jones. Why is Craig Jones? Hayden Jones is on the pitch. Hayden Jones should be our leading corner man, but it doesn't matter. He scored. Craig Jones has scored, which is great. Come on. Come on. One more goal inside 2 minutes. 4 minutes. Oh my God, we got another throw in. Denton. Noble. Back to Denton, the youngster. Crosses it in. Keeper comes out. Claims it really well. Tagnauti has been... He probably won't get man of the match, but in the highlights, he deserves to be man of the match. Tagnauti goes long. We win the header. Taylor is, I think, our best header win ratio in the club at right back. Shows to go how much he's winning the ball from ahead of wingers. Up that one goes. And Jones covered it. Yeah, Hayden Jones is on the pitch. I'm surprised he's not attacking that near post for corners. But oh well, Barnes. Here is Jones, the goal scorer, getting us back in it. Noble. Up it goes to Balberia. Great. Referee, get him off the pitch. Get him off the pitch. We've got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Balberia's down injured. It's a red card for Che Guevara. And that's going to be that, though. They're going to hold on. They're going to hold on. 15 shots to 11. 5 on target to 7. Their goalkeeper got a 7.2. Mark Morgan got man of the match, scoring 2 goals. Oh, I just feel like the random number generator of luck wasn't on our side with that one. Just wasn't on our side. I am going to say, with hands on hips, unlucky. I'm going to say unlucky because I feel like we were unlucky. Keeper made 2 really good saves. We played reasonably well. We're still in 13th. We've still got a game in hand on the teams above us. We win that, we can leapfrog Southampton, who have been really good in this universe. But yeah, not too bad. So the board are still happy with us. The supporters are still happy with us. Squad dynamics are still pretty good as well. I feel like Mark Morgan got a bit lucky in that, didn't he? He got a bit lucky. He's very quick, and he's a decent striker. They did well to sign him for 575k, to be honest. But yeah, not too bad. He did pretty well. But we are in the start of January. We'll be back in March to see how this season has gone on, and we'll be checking out the youth intake. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you're excited for the Power BI down below, and I will see you in the next one. Apologies for this video being uploaded ever slightly late as well, but I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.